All right, welcome to Pop the Balloon Speed Dating. I'm your host, Marissa. Let's get to know some singles today. If you like what you see and hear, you will not pop your balloon. However, if you aren't really feeling a connection, you're going to pop your balloon. All right, so we're going to call up our first lady. All right, our first lady up is Heidi. Welcome, Heidi.
Hello.
Welcome. All right, Heidi. So the first two questions that I have for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I am 31 and I'm a nurse practitioner.
Awesome. And in 3 words, describe your ideal partner or significant other.
Genuine, kind, and funny.
Genuine, kind, funny. Okay, that's 3. Okay, awesome. 1 second. Sorry. Just like writing it down. Okay, so right now I'm just like counting the balloons, aka the gentleman's balloons. Let me just count how many we have. All right, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Okay, so right now we have 13 balloons, right? So I'm going to have you ask a question for the gentlemen. Okay, so you can just put like a question on the floor and then I'll just call their names and have them answer. So if you can think of one question, I'll just ask all the gentlemen.
Okay. What's your ideal first date?
Awesome. Okay, what is your ideal first date? All right, so I will start first with Tom. Tom, could you just let us know your age, occupation, and what is your ideal first date?
Sure. Age is 50. Occupation is a realtor. And the ideal first date is like conversations that go so far that you're too tired. You gotta end it. Just kind of continues a conversation that goes on to the night to the point where um, there's enough to go on for the next date.
Awesome. All right, Jack, same questions for you. Your age, occupation, and what is your ideal first date?
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm 36 years old and I'm a music teacher. Ideal first date actually has nothing to do with music. I'd probably do something like axe throwing or putt putt or something like that.
Yeah, hi. So I'm 28 years old and I'm a data scientist. And my idea of a first date would be doing some fun activity followed by a dinner where we could engage in a good conversation and get to know each other more.
All right, awesome. Age, occupation, and what is your ideal first date? And it's Adam is next.
Hey, I'm Adam, and I'm 47. And my ideal first date would be there's a restaurant here in Charleston called, not the one, what is that one called? Joe, or is it Joe's? It's a restaurant basically on the beach, and it's really, really nice. And then I'd like to go on a reggae night to where me and the other person get to know each other and then go from there. If it's going good, then we can walk on the beach. And then after that, maybe catch a movie or something.
Awesome. The next person up is Josh.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh. I'm 31 and I work in wastewater and water treatment facilities for a city. And I don't know if I really have like an idea of a perfect first date because I think that kind of like every new combination of people is going to bring a difference to what that date would look like. But anything that just kind of allows us to communicate without it being too noisy in the background is pretty ideal for me.
All right, Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'm 38 years old. I work in a hospital for emergency department registration. My ideal first date would probably be something like going for a walk or a hike. That way we could talk, and that way neither party is really trapped. You could leave right after just in case. But yeah.
Awesome.
Nick here, 45 years old, an attorney in Southern California. Ideal first date would be coffee, a hike, short hike, walk, or maybe a dinner if we've had a couple phone calls already.
Awesome. Barack.
I am Barack. I am 33 years old. Hello, I'm JL, the creative force behind Foxy Doll. What started as a cozy salon has transformed into a delightful boutique. It's nestled in a charming historic building in Manitowoc. When the conventional path didn't quite fit, I rolled with it, literally, with a trailer brimming with all one-of-a-kind finds. I'm on a journey to bring my boutique experience directly to you. Join me at my pop-up events, where you can explore an array of fabulous clothing items. Follow us on social media for weekly business hours and upcoming pop-up events. We'll see you soon and stay foxy.
I have two jobs. First job, I work as a remote IT help desk agent, and my second job, I work as a direct support professional. I think my first ideal date is like a walk around the park and have conversation, get to know each other. Dinner, like for more like a more conversation, and possibly a movie to see how it goes. All right.
Awesome. Ethan?
Hi, I am Ethan, and I'm 24, and I am a maintenance technician. And my ideal first date would probably be a pretty low stakes, something like coffee, something that is, as someone else said, pretty easy to opt out of, and no one's really pretty relaxed vibe.
Awesome. Mick?
Hello, my name is Mick. I'm 35 years old. My ideal first date would be going to a convention, anime or gaming convention, or a rock or metal concert. And just going from there, just having these good natural conversations to see if there's a good connection. And that would be my ideal date.
Awesome. Tyler?
I'm Tyler. I'm 29. I'm a general manager for Apex Solutions, and ideal first date for me would probably just be I'd prefer something simple like dinner, dinner or coffee. Just that way you have as much time to talk as you want. You don't feel rushed, and you can get to know each other as much as you can.
Awesome. David?
Hi, I'm David, 41. I am a business owner and I also invest in real estate. And for me, just just to get to know each other, maybe to go to have a coffee together or something like that.
Awesome. Zach?
I'm 27 years old. I'm a caretaker for special needs adults and the elderly. Uh, Honestly, first date, just a place where I can actually talk to people. I don't care where or what we're doing, as long as we're able to have any form of conversation.
Awesome. And Sean? Sean, if you could answer the questions.
My age is 53. Occupation, psychotherapist, and dabbling in voiceovers and working with animals. And ideal first, I love a sense of humor. I thought, like, when Heidi had said genuineness, kindness, and was it kindness and a sense of humor, I thought that was really good. So something that might add a little humor to the day. I live by a lake, so maybe we'll walk around the lake and afterward coffee or ice cream and get a chance to just talk, get to know each other.
Awesome. Heidi, after hearing everyone, which balloons would you, for time purposes, I'll just ask, which balloons would you like to keep?
I'll keep, I'm trying to look back at the names. Capel.
Capel, okay.
Mick.
Mick with M, starting with an M.
Starting
right?
with an M, yes.
Mem, yep, Mick.
Zachary.
Zach, all right, Zach.
Josh.
Josh, yep.
Tyler.
Tyler,
My name is T. Jackson. I'm presenting to you today my dating journal titled Conversations and Questions You Should Ask When Dating Over 30. Don't let the age fool you. There's valuable information in this guide to help you to search out red flags and give you valuable questions to help you in your journey. See the QR code below as well as the website. Thank you. Pick up your guide today.
Shane.
Shane, yep. Okay, just give me a moment. I just have to update it so I can just call on the right names. Do you have another question that you would like to put on the floor for the remaining gentlemen, Heidi? If not, I can turn the floor over to them.
We can turn the floor over. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So I will start with Kapil. Kapil, do you have a question for Heidi?
Yeah. So, Heidi, where are you from?
I'm originally from Michigan. Moved to Minnesota a couple years ago. So, like the Midwest, staying in the Midwest for the foreseeable future.
Got it. And
All right.
I'm sorry, you can go.
Okay, no, you can ask. I'm sorry, Kapil. You can ask another question. It's fine.
All right. So what's your ideal first date?
I guess everyone said many things that I agree with in terms of conversation, but I guess also with the first date, to have it be fun and not like I know someone had a good idea of putt-putt, and I was like thinking like, oh, something like that where it's, fun instead of just talking. But I do like conversation, so I think just having conversation with a fun activity is my ideal first date.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Josh, do you have a question for Heidi?
What are you looking to get out of a relationship?
I think just being supportive partners, I think is the best in terms of lifting each other up and having compatible goals and shared vision for the future. But really just also, I think sense of humor was sort of what I talked about, but like making sure that you have fun with the person at the end of the day.
Awesome. Shane?
Yeah, Heidi, I was wondering what is your love language where you receive love, and what do you like to give as far as your love language? What style do you prefer?
Oh, that's a good one. I think acts of service, doing things for others. And I think words of affirmation as well. But I think, I think all of them are needed at some point, but I think those are my main two.
Awesome. Mick?
Hi, Heidi. So tell me one thing that you loved that not much people ask you about.
Oh, I guess that's a good one. I would say my competitive cooking shows, but people ask what kind of TV shows I like, but that would be my thing at the moment, but I have to really think about that one.
Alrighty. And Tyler?
I guess out of curiosity, what are your hobbies? Like, do you have any like passions or anything you pursue in your free time?
I like reading and walking and TV shows. But those are my main three whenever I have a chance. But walking outside is my comfort usually.
Awesome. And Zach?
What is a nerdy subject that you enjoy?
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I've always liked math and science, but I guess I would say math. I enjoy math.
Awesome. All right, Heidi. So right now I'm just going to ask, I'm going to ask for you to keep 2 balloons. So I'll give you a
Oh,
moment. I know out of like 6 balloons, I'm just going to ask for you to keep 2. If you
okay.
want, I can call the names. If not, if you remember the list, then I won't call the names, but let me
Okay.
know.
Can you call the
Sure.
names? Yeah.
Sure. So there's Kapil, Josh, Shane, Mick, Tyler, and Zach. And I'm just
Okay.
asking that you just keep 2 balloons.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that's like a drastic. If it's too hard, you can ask like one more question and then we have to like officially make the decision. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll go with Kapil and Josh.
All right, Kapil and Josh. All righty. All right, so now okay, so do you have a question, another question for the gentleman, for Kapil and Josh?
I guess I'll ask, what do you like to do in your free time? I guess, what are your hobbies?
What are your hobbies? Okay, I will start with Josh. Josh, what are your hobbies?
My biggest hobby is I like listening to audiobooks. So anywhere that I'm in movement or at work, I'm always listening to a book. And I just recently got into doing bouldering, so kind of like baby rock climbing, and I'm working on that.
Awesome. And Kapil, what are your hobbies?
Well, I usually like to play a lot of video games in my free time. Uh, I do love going out to concerts, just trying out new restaurants. And another hobby of mine is it's work related, but I do love to program. I love programming and solving math problems.
Awesome. All right, so then now I'll just, turn the floor over to the gentleman. Kapil, do you have another question for Heidi to get to know her better?
Yeah. So Heidi, you mentioned that you enjoy math as a nerdy subject. What got you interested into math?
I think, like my family, they really, my dad was like an electrician. So he we went through like math, a lot in terms of just solving problems. I think is like, in having an end, just solving problems, I think is like really helpful. And I think math also like translates to other areas. Like in the medical field, like there is a little bit of math that I do. I think just it's like one of those subjects like you're good at it, but you also use it. So I guess it's just like one of those things that I like and wish my job sort of focused on that a little bit more, but it's nice to know that I have that as a fallback, I guess, just in case.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so Heidi, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you. So now I'm just gonna ask, I know it's hard, but I'm going to ask, which balloon are you keeping? If you want to ask a final question, that is perfectly fine.
Okay. I guess, what are you both looking for in a relationship? And then I can make a decision.
Okay, awesome. So I'll switch up the order. Josh, if you could answer her question, what are you currently looking for in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm not looking for much in a relationship. I'm always very intentional minded when I go out to date to find a long-term partner. I don't need a mom. I can do my chores and I make my own money, so, dual incomes are nice. But largely, I just want someone to enjoy adventures with and have fun and be able to laugh. Uh, I know that you said that you're pretty rooted in the Midwest. I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, so I'd be wondering if that could be a potential problem.
All right. And Kapil?
Um, well, I'm looking for a long-term relationship as well. Um, all I would ask is for the person to be loyal, and I would take care of everything else. Um, I just want someone who's loyal and is fun to be around with, and would love to make new memories together.
All right, Heidi. All right, so those are the answers. So which balloon are you keeping?
Capel.
You're gonna keep Capil's. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. All right, you'll keep Capil's balloon. So Heidi and Capil. All right, so you guys can, shoot some questions back and forth. You can ask each other a couple questions if you would like, or one question if you would like. I'll let you guys do it for like a couple of minutes, and then we'll figure out if it's a match or not. It can be like a freestyle open session. Capil or Heidi, whichever one.
Oh, well, I was not prepared for this, but okay.
Top of the dome, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I have to think about it. What else do you like to do in your free time?
Yeah, I guess with I don't know, I feel like those are my hobbies. I guess I try to be unique in terms of trying to try new things. I'm actually going to try to go to there's like a local brewery here and they have like free bingo. So I'm sort of like an old lady in that way and just trying to see if that's something that I would like to do. So, I mean, I do like my walking, reading, and TV shows, but I also like trying new things from time to time.
All right,
Yeah,
and Heidi.
What type of video games do you play?
Gosh, there are like over 200 video games on PC and on PlayStation as well. But yeah, lately I just finished playing Assassin's Creed
Okay.
Shadows, the new one that came out. Yeah, I play a lot of video games since I work remotely. So I just work and play video games at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, guys. So I gave you a couple of minutes for chatting. All right, so I'm just gonna jump in and ask. So I'll start with Heidi. Heidi, would you like to get to know Kapil better and, speak further with him outside of this event? Yes or no?
Yes, I would. If Capel.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Kapil, would you like to get to know Heidi more and speak with her further?
Yeah, I would do.
Yay, guys. Yay, we have a match. So like I was saying in the beginning, you guys can literally just look at each other's display names and then just, see what the contact information says so that you can just swap info and keep talking and getting to know each other. Awesome, guys. Thanks for coming out. Awesome. All right, everyone, just give me 1 second. I'm just updating the list and then I'll be going to the next person. All right, the next lady that we have up is Amber. Welcome, Amber.
Hello.
Okay, there you are. Welcome, welcome. All right, Amber. So my first 2 questions for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I am, what am I? Hold on. 32.
32, yep.
I had to think for a second. And right now I am unemployed because of personal issues.
Okay, gotcha.
But mostly I
All right.
babysit my niece.
Awesome. Okay.
So I guess if you count that actually as an occupation, I'm a babysitter.
Awesome. And if you could go out with one of these gentlemen on a date, what would be on your playlist while you were getting ready? Like what genres or artists or
Oh boy. So the playlist on my phone that I listen to most often is a lot of country music, but not like the new country
Awesome.
music, like more like the early 2000s, 90s, that kind of country music. But I also have a little bit of everything on that playlist.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Amber. So right now, I'm just gonna have you ask a question for the gentleman. You can put a question on the floor, and I'll just ask the gentleman to answer the question.
Okay. Let's see. What is something that will always cheer you up whenever you're sad?
Okay, awesome, awesome. What will cheer you up when you're sad? Okay, I'll start with Sean. Sean, could you answer Amber's question?
Making me laugh. I think a sense of humor is one of the most important qualities a person could ever have. I love to make
Awesome.
people laugh. I like to laugh. And,
I like to laugh.
there's a lot of stress in this world. We need to laugh.
We need more.
It's pretty.
Yeah, we do. We do. I love to laugh.
Awesome. Zach?
That's a very good question. There's actually a few things. One of them is my HEMA practice, which is historical European martial arts. Basically, I learned how to fight like a medieval knight.
That'd be cool.
Or a very niche genre of music called traditional Mongolian throat singing rock. It's weird. It's cool.
Awesome. David?
Actually playing tennis or listen to music or just to relax, actually go to the lake maybe.
Awesome. Tyler?
I don't know if this is a lame answer, but dogs. I love dogs. I can't look at a dog and not at least crack a grin. So I especially love my dog. He's like my son. So dogs are the easiest way to just make me completely forget about what was going on with my day.
Awesome. Mick?
Doing my hobbies, watching anime or playing games, trying a new movie or listening to music, or other things like yoga and meditation, as well as petting my dog who always smiles at me no matter what. And yeah, other things like going to Christian church and just praying. So all those things.
Awesome. Ethan?
The easiest way to probably make me feel better is very much nostalgia based. Based watching old movies from when I was a kid, and, that I still really enjoy, or just talking to uh, people that I go to, my go-tos for support, or so either my best friend or one of my parents.
Awesome. Barack?
I go to my family in case I have problems. When something's wrong with me, I go to them. They help me like heal me up. All right. I also pray to God, pray to God, to help lift me up and get me well. I like to like walk around my neighborhood to like get me going. Like I like playing video games and watching anime and listening to audiobooks. What cheers me up. All right.
Awesome. Nick?
I would say travel and exercise.
All
Probably the
right.
best things.
Awesome. Shane?
Tyler kind of stole my answer, but my dog is probably the thing that makes me the most happy. And then also just doing something physical, sports, hikes, things like that.
Awesome. Josh?
I'm with Tyler and Shane. My first thought was a corgi. I love corgis. Anytime I see them, it cheers me up. So that was going to be my answer.
Awesome.
All right,
Adam?
guys.
Oh. Adam?
Yeah, what cheers me up is hanging out with my kids, and then
going out to the beach and just listening to the ocean and the waves crash, clear my mind. And then my kids keep me centered and grounded, and I love hanging out with them.
Awesome. Jack?
I'm not gonna lie, these are all great answers, especially, all the dog answers. I wish I had a dog for this instance. I'm kind of in the same boat as Zach on this one, the Mongolian throat singing thing. I've actually heard Mongolian rock before, and that stuff's epic. But I'd probably have to say it has to do something with listening to something really good, musically speaking. Um, for me, it's probably Drowning Pool. Um, that's a great album. That album they had was a lot of fun to listen to. And if that doesn't work, then Robin Williams stand-up comedy.
Awesome. And Tom?
Music is like the quickest mood changer type of thing. And then I do like to get into the steam room and do like sessions in the steam room that kind of usually like changes perspective.
Awesome. All right, Amber. So I'll turn the floor over to you. So out of all the balloons and the answers that you've heard, which balloons do you think you would like to keep?
Let's see. Kapil?
Say it again?
Kapil? Kapil? How do you say his name again? Kapil?
Okay, I'll put him on the list, but okay, I'll put him on there. I took him off because technically he had a match, but I'll put him back on.
Oh, okay.
I'll let him do one. No, that's fine. I'll let him do one more, and then after that, okay, so that's fine. We'll do Kapil. Okay, and who else?
Okay. How many can I pick?
Say it again.
I've been writing down names.
Okay, let me do. I'll just call the. Want me to just do the names really quick, or say the names?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Tom, Jack, Adam, Josh, Shane, Nick, Barack, Ethan, Mick, Tyler, David, Zach, Sean, and then of course Kapil.
Okay. Sean, Shane, Tom, Jack.
Wait. Sorry, I'm like manually typing it. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Kapil.
Honestly, that's what I did. That's what I did when they were answering questions. I typed that. I write down their names and then their answers so I can get some people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just typing it now. So, okay, Kapil, Sean, Shane, and who else? Sorry.
Tom, Tyler.
Tom, Tyler. Mm-hmm.
David, Jack.
David, Zach.
Jack
or Jack, sorry.
Jack with a J.
Jack. Okay, yeah, it's hard. It's like sounds the same, sorry.
It is,
okay, Jack.
Yeah. And then Josh.
Josh. Josh.
Mm-hmm. That's about it.
That's it. Okay, let me just organize it. Okay, so while I'm organizing the notes, do you have another question for the remaining gentlemen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a list on my phone of just names, just questions. I've done the online dating thing, so I wrote down questions.
Okay.
So what is your favorite movie series or favorite movie of all time?
Okay, what is your favorite movie or movie series? All right, I'll start with Kapil.
So for me, my favorite movie trilogy is Lord of the Rings. However, if it's just a single movie, I would pick The Lion King, the original Lion King animated one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sean?
Wizard of Oz.
Awesome. David?
Honestly, I like everything, but I would say I really like all the Spider-Man movies and all these kind of movies, honestly.
Awesome. Let's see, Tyler?
I don't watch a whole lot of movies. I love watching movies. It's just when somebody invites me to watch them. I'd probably say Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit series. Either or. Those are just epic movies. Can't hate those. But for me, I'm a little bit more of a TV series guy.
Awesome. Shane?
I have two. It's probably between The Secret Life of Walter Mitty and Long Shot.
Josh?
Mine would be a series of movies. I really like the Studio Ghibli movies. I have a full sleeve tattoo on my right arm that has characters and depictions from that series. So yeah.
Jack?
Oh, I'm an old soul, so I like a lot of bit of stuff, especially like black and white movies. Probably my favorite one of those is 12 Angry Men. It's a classic.
12 Angry Men. All right. Tom?
The first movie that I ever saw in a movie theater, Grease.
Oh, Greece. Okay. Awesome. All right, Amber. So right now we have 7 balloons left. We have Kapil, David, Tyler, Shane, Josh, Jack, and Tom. All right. So I know this could be a little hard, but for time purposes, I'm just gonna ask for you to keep 2 balloons, and I'll give you a moment to
Two.
think about it. I know, I'm
Two.
sorry. It's just for time purposes. I'm sorry. Oh, we'll be here till like midnight, so I have to, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, I'll let you ask like one more question, and then we have to like make a
One more
decision.
question. One more
Sure,
question.
that's
Because
fine.
I tend to go by location too, like how the distance between me and whoever it is.
Sure.
Just because it's not
Okay.
always cheap to travel.
I
So
know, yeah.
where like what part of just what's like the biggest city, the like what's the where are you located, I guess.
Oh,
But
okay.
not
All
like
right.
specifically, but like the town or the city
Yeah, well, like
and
what's
state.
the biggest city closest to you? Or the
Yeah.
near, yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
state, because a lot of them have the same state.
Okay. Okay. So I'll start with Kapil if you could just answer Amber's question.
The closest city to me is New York.
New York. Okay.
Yeah.
David?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Tyler?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Shane?
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Josh?
I'm up near Seattle.
Jack?
Erie, Pennsylvania.
Tom?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right, Amber. So which 2 balloons are you keeping?
Tom, for sure.
You're keeping Tom. All right. And what is the second balloon that you're keeping?
Kapil.
Kapil. All right, guys. All right. All right. So I'll turn the floor over to the gentleman. Kapil, do you have a question for Amber to get to know her better?
I'm sorry. Amber, what do you usually do for fun in your free time?
I tend to play video games usually, or play with my dogs. I'll take my dogs to the dog park, and they've been being really good at the dog park lately. Sometimes they tend to get a little bit too rambunctious, then we have to leave. But they've been really good. And I'll either play video games or I'll take them to the dog park.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm right
Tom?
now playing Assassin's
Oh,
Creed
sorry.
Shadows.
Where are you located? Where, Amber, where are you located?
I'm in North Carolina,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
so not too far.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And okay, Amber, I'll let you ask like literally one more question and then I'll just ask.
Okay.
Which
What's an odd fact you know?
Okay, what is an odd fact that you know? Okay, I'll go to Tom first. What
Yeah.
is an odd fact that you know?
That I'm staying in the only hostel in the southeastern United States tonight.
You're in the hospital?
Hostel.
Hostel. Oh, I thought you said hospital.
Awesome. All right, and Kapil.
So, unfortunately, I don't know any odd facts. I would have to use ChatGPT or something to pick something up. But I would say like the one cool fact that I know is that like, all the planets, Neptune, or I think it was Uranus, that has a different motion. All the
Oh.
planets move in an anticyclic motion, whereas only Neptune moves in a cyclic Uranus moves in a cyclic motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Amber. So I'm going to ask you, Amber, which balloon are you keeping?
Tom.
You're going to keep Tom's balloon. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm just going to give you guys, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. You guys can just literally ask each other questions for, I'll give you like 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, I'll just come back and see, if it's a match or not. All right. All right. So I'll let you guys just freestyle on it. You can bounce back and forth.
Hey, Amber.
Hey, I got a question. So out of chocolate, there's 3 different types of chocolate. There's dark, milk, and white. What's your favorite kind?
I'm a dark chocolate with caramel.
Yes. Yes, dark
And
chocolate.
sea salt.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers. I am in the middle. What about you?
I have 1 sister.
I always wanted a sister.
Mm-hmm.
Have you traveled anywhere other than Raleigh?
Do I travel anywhere other than Raleigh?
Yeah, like have you ever traveled?
Yeah, I'm in Charleston right now.
You just said that though.
It's the most remarkable little town I've ever seen.
So you're from
Very-
Raleigh, North Carolina?
Yeah, I live in Raleigh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll jump in, guys, if you don't have any other questions.
I got one. Just what is
Oh, you
something
got
that will
one.
always
Okay,
make
great.
you laugh?
I'm sorry?
What is something that will always make you laugh?
Kids.
Kids. They are hilarious. My niece is 5. She'll be 6 in June, and she is hilarious.
Awesome. All right, guys, that was actually 2 minutes. That went by really fast. Awesome. All right, guys, so I'm just going to ask the final question. So, Amber, would you like to get to know Tom better and speak further with him?
If he wants to, yeah.
All right, and Tom, would you like to get to know Amber better and, speak a little bit more outside of the show?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, guys, we have a match. Awesome. And again, like I was saying earlier, just, take note of each other's contact information so that, you can reach out and keep talking, get to know each other, guys. Awesome. Thank you for coming. Oh, awesome. The next person that we have up is, or lady rather, that we have up is Deasia. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Deasia. Welcome. All right, so my first 2 questions for you are what is your age rather, and what do you do for work?
My age is 21 and I have my own business. I'm a seamstress.
Awesome. Okay, and what are you currently looking for? New friends, to date, a long-term relationship? What are you currently looking for?
Yes, I'm looking for someone to date for a long-term relationship.
Awesome. All right, Deasia. And my question for you is, or no, I don't have a question for you. I actually do have a question for the gentleman that you would like to put on the floor so that they can, answer and you can get to know them better.
Yes, if you were to take a woman out on her first date, where would you think the best place would be?
Awesome. All right. Okay, so I'll go to Tom first. Tom, if you could answer Deasia's question.
Sure. Hopefully like dinner outdoors, where you're able to walk somewhere afterwards. Walk it off.
Awesome. Jack?
technology, it evades me sometimes. I'd probably go out for putt-putt or axe throwing or something like that. Something fun with a light conversation.
Awesome. Adam?
I kind of got a mix between two answers between the two of the other guys. I would do Top Golf where we have that. It's really, really fun. Before that, I would do a nice Italian dinner because I love Italian. And after that, things go right, and maybe a walk on the beach.
All right. Josh?
There's a cute boardwalk that kind of has like a little bit of forest path, and then it branches out into the ocean or the Puget Sound over here. So walking along that, and there's a lot of little coffee stands along the way, and grabbing coffee seems like a pretty fun, good time.
Awesome. Shane?
I think I'd have to stick with what I said earlier. Is probably go on a walk or take you on a hike or something like that. That way we could talk and get to know each other.
Awesome. Barack?
My ideal date is like take a woman to a Chinese restaurant to have like a dinner and a conversation, and maybe go to a movie and have a good time and laugh some jokes off. All right.
Awesome. Ethan?
There's a place local to me that is essentially a lot of food trucks surrounding like a central eating area, which is pretty easy first date idea. Anyone can get pretty much any kind of food they want, and pretty a nice location in general.
Awesome. And Nick?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Deasia, do you want to ask the question again?
What would be the perfect place to take a woman on your first date?
For me, it would be taking her to an anime or gaming convention or a rock or metal concert, to dance or go to a nightclub. That would be my ideal locations.
Awesome. Tyler?
I prefer dinner. I mean, I think it's just kind of easy. You can take your time, get to know each other. No one's in a rush. You get to. I'm a big foodie, so it'd probably be just one of the restaurants around here.
Now, did you say first date?
Yes. First date, where would you take that woman to go?
So actually, my initial idea was because I've been there, and this is out of the box, but honestly, if it could be anything, I'd love to go to Italy. But like an Italian dinner, playful humor, with music playing in the background and a peaceful, stressless atmosphere.
Kapil? Kapil, if you're still here, Kapil?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. So my, I would probably take you to a bowling place or something, and then go for dinner. I know this really good place called the Copper Crow. They have excellent pollo alla brasa, and I think anyone would enjoy it.
Awesome. All right. So I'll go back to Deasia. So Deasia, I'm going to ask for you to keep. Oh no, sorry. I'm going to ask which balloons you would like to keep, Deasia. And if you don't remember the names that are still here, I can just call the names really quick. Let me know what you want me to do.
Can you call the names again?
Sure. So the balloons that we have right now are Tom, Jack, Adam, Josh, Shane, Barack, Ethan, Nick, Tyler, Sean, and Kapil.
And you said I can only keep one.
No. You can right now. I'll let you just let me know which balloons you're keeping. There's not a number on it at this exact moment.
Kapil.
All right, Kapil.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Any other balloons?
Barack.
Barack. Okay.
Anna.
Which one?
Adam.
Adam.
And that's all for me.
And that's all. All right. So we have Adam, Barack, and Kapil. All right. So I'll actually turn the floor over to the gentleman. So, gentlemen, if you have a question for Deasia, this is your time to ask. So I'll start with Adam. Adam, do you have a question for Deasia?
Of course you do. I'm trying to take a little snack in. I've been working all night. So, what are your hobbies and interests?
Well, my hobbies are sewing, doing crafts. I love to exercise and go outdoors and be out in nature. I love to play sports and go to the gym. My favorite sport is basketball and football. I love movies. And what was the other question you said?
It's just interest in hobbies and movies wise. Do you like going to the movies or do you like to watch them at the house or both?
Both.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Barack, do you have a question for Deasia?
Yes. So Deja, you mentioned that you like going to the movies and watching them at home. What type of movies do you like to watch?
Comedy, romantic comedies, and family movies as well, and musicals.
Awesome. Kapil?
Yes. Where are you from, Deasia?
I'm from Florida, but I live in Michigan now.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, Deasia. So, Deasia, do you have another question for the gentleman before we decide which two balloons you're keeping?
What are some of their hobbies that they like to do during their spare time?
Awesome. All right, I'll start with Adam. Adam, what are some of your hobbies that you like, that you enjoy?
Thing I've gotten into in the last 2 years is escape rooms. I think they're really cool. I love doing them and trying to get out. I think that's really cool. I like bowling. I like top golf where you can hit the crap out of the ball and try to do good. I'm outdoorsy. I like going to the beach. I like camping. Whitewater rafting would be really cool too. So, and I like the movies.
Awesome. Barack?
My hobbies are like doing like exercise and doing workouts. I'm playing video games, anime, romantic movies, um, cartoon movies, Disney movies. To go to like arcade games and stuff, and I like to hang around with my family and stuff.
Awesome. And Phil.
Well, my hobbies are playing video games. I play a ton of video games. Listening to music, going to concerts. I do enjoy uh, playing the guitar. I'm not good at it. I'm still learning, but those are my hobbies for now.
Awesome. All right, Deasia. So we have 3 balloons left. We have Adam, Barack, and Kapil. And because we only have 3 balloons left, I'm actually going to just ask, which balloon would you like to keep out of the 3? And if you're not sure, you can ask one more question.
I think I'd say Capel.
All right. Awesome. So you'll keep Kapil. All right. Awesome. All right. So Deasia and Kapil, I'll give you guys, since we're running out of time, I'll give you guys 1 minute to just, ask each other, bounce some questions around to each other. If you have any questions for each other, just to get to know each other a little better. All right. So in a minute, I'll just come back and see if there's a match.
Sure. What's your idea for first date?
I'd say going for a nice pizza picnic, going out like to a park or order a pizza to take with you and be able to talk and get to know that person better and very well, like they're a very good close friend that you've known for your whole entire life.
You have any question for me?
Where do you live?
I live in New York.
All
Do
right,
you have any
guys.
siblings?
Oh, sorry.
I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings.
Awesome. All right, guys. So that was actually a minute. That went by really fast. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna ask the final question. So, Deasia, would you like to get to know Kapil better and to speak with him further outside of the show?
Yes.
Awesome. And Kapil, would you like to get to know Deasia better and to speak outside of the show?
Well, she's really sweet, but I think, well, personally for me, I think the age gap is a lot between us both.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so
No problem.
I'm really
Okay.
sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. All right, so all's not lost. Deasia, you actually people that watch this back, they can reach out to you, which is why, it's important to make sure that your contact information is showing. But literally viewers that are interested, they can just obviously just reach out to you. It happens often. So all was not lost. But thank you, Deasia, for coming out. All right, so I'm just gonna go to our
Thank
next
you.
Yeah, no problem. So we go to our next lady. Gloria, are you still with us?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Hi, Gloria.
Hi,
All
how are
right.
you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. All right, Gloria. So I'll just start out with a couple of questions. So my first question for you is, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I am 28 years old, and my main job is an office manager at a jewelry store, but I just opened my own small business too.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And what do you do for fun?
Oh, I have a lot of hobbies. How much time do you have?
What are your favorite hobbies?
Sure, we'll do that. I like to bake, lots of crafting, gardening, dancing, and then I spend a lot of time with my little cousin, so family is really important too.
Awesome. All right, Gloria. So I'm going to I'm going to have you rather ask the gentleman a question. So if you want to put a question on the floor, I'll have the gentleman answer the question.
Sure, thank you. What accomplishment in your life are you most proud of?
Awesome. Okay, what accomplishment? Okay, I'll start with Tom. Tom, if you could answer Gloria's question.
Getting my kids to the age that they are right now, like going through that whole process of having a lot of kids and raising them as best as I could.
All right. Jack?
Probably one of my best accomplishments was restarting an orchestra program at my previous school that I taught at.
Awesome. Adam?
Mine would be the same answer, raising my kids and seeing them grow up, and especially when they were born. Feels like it filled a hole in my heart, that I had. So I love my girls. And then another accomplishment that for myself would be making it back from Afghanistan in one piece. So that's it.
Thank you for your service.
I was just helping the servicemen anyways. I was I was in the thick of things, but I wasn't in the military. So thank you anyways.
Awesome. Josh?
Sorry, can you ask the question again?
What accomplishment in your life are you most proud of?
Gotcha. I think overall, I feel like I've always been very successful in whatever field or career that I've started and gone into. So I've gone into cheese making and manufacturing, and now being in wastewater, I'm always kind of expanding what I'm learning and what I'm doing. So I'm very proud that that's kind of been shown throughout all of my time in the workforce.
Awesome. Shane?
I would probably have to say spending 16 years in a career and then having the courage to walk away to try something different that was better for me.
Barack?
My biggest career is like being in the information technology field. Um, I have autism, but I back in 2018 I was able to maintain an MBA degree.
Ethan?
Probably traveling and being the first of my family to travel pretty distantly internationally. It was pretty high up there. Just got back from Japan a couple of weeks ago. Oh, and that was the first time I'd ever been out of the country. So it was a tough challenge, but we made it back.
Nick?
Holding a job at a warehouse department because the job is rough and tough. It's always tiring. You always have to walk and stuff is heavy. And I've been able to retain that job for a year and a half already, and they made me permanent. So I'm really proud of that.
Awesome.
I would concur with the other guys raising my kids, number one, and the love that I see from and having capacity as love, be sensitive and have them.
And Capill.
Well, for me, my biggest accomplishment was having my parents come see me graduate with my second master's degree and then showing them all around the US in 1 month.
Awesome. All right. So I'm just gonna call the names and then I'll ask which balloons you would like to keep. All right. So we have Tom, Jack, Adam, Josh, Shane, Barack, Ethan, Mick. Sorry, let me do that again. We have Tom, Jack, Adam, Josh, Shane, Barack, Ethan, Mick, Sean, and Capill. So Gloria, you can just unmute and let me know which balloons you would like to keep.
Adam, Jack,
Adam, Jack,
and Shane.
Adam, Jack, and Shane. Just have to write it down. All right. Okay, Gloria. So, all right. So, do you have another question for the gentleman to put on the phone?
Yes. How do you feel about independent, professional, intelligent women?
Awesome. All right, I will start with Jack. If you can answer Gloria's question.
How do I feel about independent, intelligent women? I feel great about it. I think it's wonderful, especially since I know that you're an entrepreneur yourself and that you're doing your own thing. I think that's really cool, and I'm all for that. If I was in a relationship with someone like you, I would definitely support you in your endeavors, and I would hope that you would support me in my endeavors as well.
Awesome. Adam.
That's a good question. Yeah, I love a woman that's independent and intelligent. It's actually a turn on. So it's pretty cool that they can take care of themselves and do their own. Plus, all my kids are girls, so I love them to pieces. And I tell them you can do anything you put your mind to. So I always tell them that reach for the stars, and sky's the limit. Yeah, I like the other women too, especially if you can carry a conversation on.
Yes, conversation is definitely key.
Awesome. And Shane.
I think you just described a dream girl, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anything sexier than an independent woman who's intelligent. So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Those are awesome answers. Okay, so I'll actually turn the floor over to the gentleman. If you have a question for Gloria, this is your time to ask. And I'll switch up the order. I'll ask Shane. Shane, do you have a question for Gloria?
What advice have you heard that has stuck with you over time? Like, what's the best advice? Yes.
Yeah, put God first in your life and just rely on him. Give all your worries to him. I mean, as long as you have faith and you try to live a good life and you trust in him, everything does work out in the end. Life is a journey, but he is my best friend. But yeah, probably that, just believing in God and putting him first in your life is the best advice I've gotten. And I've gotten that ever since I was little. So
Awesome. Adam.
Well, first, where do you live?
Ohio.
Wow.
I know.
I live in South Carolina, Charleston. So
I've always wanted to go there. My boss
it's beautiful.
my boss actually told me I would love it there. He went there recently. So yeah.
Well, I can't remember the gentleman who said it was small. It ain't small. It's big. It's getting bigger. I tell you, it's busy as heck here, man. I've been here since '83. So I love Charleston. Good place. Rural, historic, very nice. The other question would be, what would be your ideal guy?
um Well, Patrick Swayze. I mean, if we're going off
Good
of
one.
appearances, but yeah. Honestly, something that's I'm really looking for somebody that's independent for one, but number two is calming. I have a lot on my plate all the time, and I'm very go go go. So I'm just really looking for somebody that can share what they bring to the table with me, and we complement each other, but somebody that helps me relax. That's really important. So
Yeah, I could do that because I forgot to mention that I'm a massage therapist and I do
oh
IT.
yeah,
So,
that's
so
great.
I do two jobs. I just got done massaging tonight, so been a busy night.
Adam, how old are you?
I am 47.
Okay, all right. And then Shane, how old are you?
38.
And Jack, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, great. And then I think
And
that
Jack.
brings us up to Jack
No,
again.
it's Jack. Yes, Jack is the last one. Yeah.
Cool. So what's your 5-year goal for a relationship? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years in regards to relationships?
In a perfect world, I mean, I'd like to be married in 5 years, but honestly, I don't know. I don't do the hookup scene. I mean, I don't do that. So I am looking for a forever person, but it's not really all up to me.
Sure.
It's God's timing, and I'll meet the right person when it's the right time. So
And I think that's awesome. I'm right there with you on that one for sure.
thank you.
Awesome. All right, Gloria. So you heard some of the questions and answers. So right now we have Jack, Adam, and Shane left. So I'm just going to ask, which balloon would you like to keep out of the three? And if you're not sure, I'll let you ask one more question if you're not sure.
I could go ahead and just pop my balloon. I think the religion thing is different for us, so if that
Okay.
makes it easier for her.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate it.
All right, so we have two balloons left. We have Jack and Adam left.
Jack, you're in Pennsylvania, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm probably gonna keep Jack, just because of the distance thing, because we're closer. So that means I'll have to let Adam go. Sorry, Adam.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so we have Gloria and Jack. You guys are the last two ones remaining. All right, so I'll give you guys a minute if you just want to bounce questions off of each other, and I'll be back in literally 60 seconds. All right,
Okay.
guys.
Sounds good. So what part of Ohio are you in?
I am about 25 minutes west of Cleveland. So if you're familiar with Lorraine, Elyria, Amherst,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, so I'm over in that neck of the woods.
Is that close to Cuyahoga Falls?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Is that good, close to Cuyahoga Falls? I think I said it correctly or
Yeah,
incorrectly.
Cuyahoga Falls. Yeah, not too far from there either. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
You're good. You're good. But yeah, Erie, I'm right across the border from you, so I'm literally about 2 hours or so from Cleveland. So that's a great distance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do? What is the? I guess this one's already been asked, but what's like the nerdiest thing about you?
I don't really consider myself a nerd. Okay, this is a weird thing. I don't have a TV. I watch old videos. I have a DVD player.
I thought you were gonna say VHS.
No, growing up we had a VHS player, but I did upgrade to DVDs. So yeah.
So what was your go-to? What was your go-to DVD?
Pretty Woman.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, that's my go-to. But I like Friends, the TV series. I
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
that. Yeah.
Chandler banging Joey, can't not love Joey.
They're all great. I mean,
how could you not?
yeah, I'm a mix of all the characters. I mean, I just love the whole series. It's awesome.
Awesome, guys. So I'm going to jump in. I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in. All right. So it looks like you guys are, vibing. So I'm just going to ask. I don't want to assume. Gloria, would you like to get to know Jack better and speak with him further? Get to know him more.
Sure, that's fine.
Awesome. And Jack, would you like to get to know Gloria better? Speak with her outside of the show / event?
Of course.
Awesome, guys. All right, we have a match, guys. The next lady that we have up is Susan. Susan. All right, Susan. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So my first two questions for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
Okay, before I say my age, I'm going to preface it that I'm 72, and
awesome.
I don't know why I prefaced it with anything, but I'm a speech pathologist, and I also have my own business. I design and feng shui and that kind of.
Awesome. And let me see. Okay, and in 3 words, describe your ideal partner or significant other.
At this point in my life, in all honesty, I am not looking for. I don't want to get married. but I would love to have somebody to have fun with, to enjoy their company. I want somebody easygoing. I have a really wonderful life already. Just it would be just nice to have the extra, extra excitement or fun or somebody to really care about in it as well.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. So if you have a question for the gentleman, you can just put a, question on the floor and then we can go from there. I can ask the gentleman to answer your question.
Okay. So I probably will shoot people out. I mean, you'll shoot me out because my first question is, would you ever consider having a relationship with an older woman?
Alrighty. Start with Sean. Sean, would you answer Susan's question?
Hi. Yeah, I would. Guess I never thought how much of a distance as far as age-wise. I'm 53. I will be 54 in June. Maybe 10 or 15 years, but beyond that, it might be a little too much age distance. So I guess that's where I'd be
at. Nick?
So, yeah, it wouldn't matter to me as long as the stars align, as long as there's real chemistry. We have these good natural conversations and we feel like we're valuing each other. And yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, it's not a big deal. Age is just a number. Doesn't matter. It's how we feel about each other in the end. I wouldn't mind.
Ethan, if you could answer Susan's question.
I mean, it's subjective what's considered what age is considered older woman, but me personally, not in this stage of my life. If I'm 24, I'm still figuring things out.
Awesome.
It's a tough question to answer. The age gap wouldn't matter, but as long as we understand each other, all right? But to me, I'm 33 years old, and I would have to say I would be in a 3-year woman age gap. All right.
Shane.
Sorry, I think you cut out. I am still here.
Okay.
I would say I'm probably about a 10-year range, and I'm 38, so probably not too much for me. I think at some point we just have such big generational differences, and you're never going to get any of my references, and that makes me sad. So apologize for that.
And you wouldn't get mine either.
That's exactly it. Yep.
I have to say, can I say something? I have friends of all ages, and it's really wonderful to hear different perspectives.
Yes, I agree.
Awesome. Josh?
No, I don't particularly care about upper band of age or anything like that. I think my bigger disagreement is it's just a different type of relationship that I'm looking for because I am looking for a partnership. But I gotta say, you look amazing for your age. I would have never guessed that. So, best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Adam?
Man, Josh, you done took my answer, man. You look great for your age, Susan. I wish I was clairvoyant and looking nice toned skin and the hair for 72. Very, very nice. Age is just a number for me. The chemistry has to be there. I like someone I can relate to. If there's chemistry and I can relate to you, then it's all good. It's on. But what you said earlier is like you're not looking for a long term. I'm not looking for long term per se, or get hitched right away. But
No, I'm not. It's not that I'm not looking for long term. It's just that I
okay,
don't want to be married.
I got you. I was
unless
married too.
unless it. I shouldn't really say that. I don't want to be a caretaker. That's a little more specific. I do
got you.
not want
Were
to
you
take
married
care of
before?
somebody else. What?
Were you married before?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, me too.
Yes. And
Yeah,
I have
I'm
I
looking for a
have
partner,
wonderful
and I'm looking. Go ahead. Sorry.
I have wonderful children, wonderful grandchildren.
Okay.
So it's not that I don't want long term. I probably didn't say that right. I would like long term. I just don't, yeah, I don't want, I guess I don't want to have, I'm independent. I love my life and I don't want to take care of anybody.
I got you. Okay. Thank you.
And
Yeah, I mean, you just, just like any relationship, you ride the wave until it doesn't, until it terminates. So, age shouldn't be a factor in any of that stuff. It can be.
Alrighty, so right now the balloons that we have left, we have Sean, Nick, Ethan, Barack, Shane, Josh, Adam, and Tom. And my question to you, Susan, is would you like to keep any of the balloons to get to know any of the gentlemen more? Let me know which balloons you would like to keep.
Probably not. I have to say that Shane is the one that I feel like I had the most in common with, but I can certainly understand that I'm probably too old for him. And Josh I had a lot of common with as well. And I think that this distance is pretty far for everybody. So it's been interesting to be on here, but I wish you all good luck.
Okay, Susan, and I just wanted to butt in really quick. All is not lost. Literally, we get thousands of views on our shows. This is a national show, and people of all ages watch. It's just today you didn't match with anyone here, but I get emails all the time with people saying that viewers reached out to them. So all is not lost. Someone can literally just reach out to you, as long as all of your information is not displayed. But if you wanted to display your information, it's up to you. But that's how people can reach out to you via email or whatever you're comfortable
I'm
with.
really.
All right. So let me see. Okay, the next lady we have up is Susan. I'm sorry, not Susan. I'm sorry. He says Susan. Sorry. Farley. Farley, if you're still here, please let me know. Farley, are you still here?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, Farley is still here. Awesome. All right, Farley, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get everything in order. All right. Okay, Farley. So my first two questions for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I'm 28 and I'm a pharmacy tech.
Awesome. And if you were, getting ready to go out on a date with, one of these gentlemen, what would be, on your playlist while you were getting ready? What genres or favorite bands or artists would be playing?
I typically only listen to my music on shuffle, and it's a pretty eclectic mix. So it could go from country to metal to pop real quick.
Awesome. 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 All right. So Farley, my question for you is, do you have a question for the gentleman? Would you like to put a, question on the floor so you can, get to know the gentleman better?
Yes. How do you all feel about traditional roles in a relationship?
Awesome. All right. I'll start with Sean. Sean, if you could answer Farley's question.
Hey, Farley.
Hello.
I guess like you mean traditional roles, like
Like
how do you mean?
Like the woman cooks, cleans, takes care of the
Oh,
house, and then the man does everything else.
yeah, no, I mean, switch it up if you want to. Whatever works for that person and that couple and that situation. I cook. I love to cook. I clean. I mow the lawn. Um, I think somebody can do whatever they really want and whatever I mean, whatever makes you float. um, so yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that answered the question, but
It did.
all right.
Nick? Nick?
Hello, Farley. So the question was, how would I feel?
Farley, could you ask the question again?
Yes. How do you feel about traditional roles in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend. I've never been in a relationship before, so that would be very difficult for me to answer.
Ethan, if you could answer Farley's question.
I am. I'm not in. I'm not a huge fan of defined roles. I think the responsibilities between two partners are a bit fluid and can adjust this in any way. But saying one has to do one's solely responsible for certain tasks, this I think is a bit limiting.
All right.
Barack?
Yeah, it's a really tough question for me to answer. Like I've never been in a relationship in person, so I'm thinking it doesn't matter which role the other person plays, but as long as things plan out, I believe it'll be a good process.
Okay.
Shane?
First of all, Farley, the hat, the hair, the smile, the voice, love it. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm very happy that you asked this question. I feel like it stumps a lot of guys, but to answer your question, I think they're totally BS. I think a man could cook. I think a man could clean. I think a man could rub his woman's feet at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter. You're a team. You don't have to have traditional roles or non-traditional roles. Just be with each other and help each other. That's the whole point of a partnership. So I hope that answers your question.
It does.
Josh?
My answer is going to be pretty similar to Shane's in that, I'm happy to cook. I'm happy to clean. I don't need a maid in my life. It's easy enough for me to upkeep all of my own mess. Um, so I'm happy to do that, but I do find myself falling into like traditional support roles and being a provider and, if something breaks down, looking into it and sorting it out and just all of those kind of extraneous stuffs. But I do agree that, men can pick up more chores and do the laundry, and that's not going to be the end of the world. So that's kind of where I fall into it. But like Shane said, I love your outfit. You're killing it today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Adam?
And my line got stolen again. Darn it, Shane. Yeah, I do love your hat. I love the smile. I
Thank
like a
you.
real pretty smile, and you have a very pretty smile. Traditional roles, I like to be 50-50. I'll do the laundry one day, she does laundry the next day. We're always helping each other out, hand in hand. Only thing I can't do is I can cook a little bit, but I like a person that can cook. You can cook, I can massage. That's a little fair trade right there, right? So that's my take on it.
And Tom?
I've done both roles, so like I was Mr. Mom for a bunch of years. So you know, it can create stigmas, and so you got to be careful about that. And so it's togetherness all the way, and it's hard to do if like it's totally split in two opposing directions. But you know, if there's love there, then there's love there, and we hope that carries on.
All right, Farley. So I'll turn the floor back over to you. So I'm just going to call the names really quick, and then I'm just going to ask which balloons you would like to keep. All right. So the balloons we have are Sean, Nick, Ethan, Barack, Shane, Josh, Adam, and Tom. Which balloons would you like to keep, Farley?
Ethan, Sean, Adam, and Josh.
And Josh. All right, so I'll just repeat it to confirm. Ethan, Sean, Josh, and Adam, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. All right, so my question for you know what? I'll turn it around. I'll have the gentleman ask you a question. So I'll start with Sean. Sean, do you have a question for Farley?
Sure, you had to ask me first. Just kidding. I'm looking at my cue card. Most endearing character feature. What's your most endearing character?
I think inadvertently my bluntness.
Your what?
Bluntness.
Ah, all right. Cool.
It's a little rough for some people, but some people really like it.
Is there a little sarcasm with the bluntness?
It could be sometimes, but for the most part, I'm pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, the next gentleman, Ethan, do you have a question for Farley?
Yeah. I would what do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to fish. I like to sing in the shower. I like to hang out with my cat and watch horror movies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Josh?
If you could give advice to yourself 10 years ago, what would you give for advice?
Probably set your expectations extremely low because everyone's gonna ruin it for you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes it's that way, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome. And Adam, do you have a question for Farley?
Yes, you seem real quirky, funny, and easygoing. It's pretty much me. I like to make people laugh. I like to have a good time. I've been known in relationships to be pretty blunt myself, and I've had to tone it down a little bit. And it's like they ask a question, and I'll tell them, then they get mad. I'll be like, "You asked? Did you want me to lie?" So it's like, "Come on now, don't ask me anymore." Then, if you were to, would you like to go to like a comedy show and stuff like that? Would you like things like that?
I would like well, I don't know if I would like a comedy show because I
Okay.
feel like I only laugh at certain things like
Yeah.
SpongeBob, certain comedians like Dave Chappelle, and like comedy I feel like is more a hit, more a miss than anything. So that's why horror is more my go-to
Okay.
than comedy. Comedy seems to disappoint me more than anything.
Okay. So what about escape rooms? Do you like those?
Yes.
Because they're in horror movies too now, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yep. It's real quick to find out who's stupid at a escape
Yeah, no,
room.
for real. You're like, what? That's all I have. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Farley. So we have four balloons slash gentlemen still here. So I'll just call the names one more time. We have Adam, Josh, Ethan, and Sean. So Farley, I'm going to ask for you to, keep two balloons. Which two balloons are you keeping?
Can I ask a question and them leave or pop their own balloons? Because I have a feeling that they're not gonna like me.
Uh-oh, no, don't say that. Let's be positive. Okay, Farley. Okay, Farley. So yeah, Farley has a question for the gentleman. So yeah, put the question on the floor, then I'll just call the names.
So all of y'all like said something about not going for traditional value or like traditional relationship roles. I'm very traditional. Like I'll cook, I'll do homemade stuff, but I want like an actual man, you know? So like I would like for them to do their part and I'm all good with doing the female's part. I work of course, but I don't want to be like the whole 50-50. So whoever's not cool with that, you could pop your own balloon.
All right, gentlemen, do you gentlemen want to pop your balloons, or do you have a question? I mean, do you have a follow-up comment or question to what you said, just so I can know what's going on? Sean,
I'm
Ethan,
good.
Josh.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Sean.
That's it.
Okay. Well, since I'm the elder, so yeah, my mom taught me how to cook and clean and all that stuff. But I do like being a man. A man that's a man. You want me to be straight? That's
All right.
We'll just do a quick roundup. Sorry, Sean. I'm just doing a quick roundup if you're gonna pop or not. Ethan, are you gonna keep your balloon or pop your balloon or?
I think I'm going to pop my balloon. Nothing against you. You're very beautiful. Well, but I'm not the manliest man. I'm a bit of a nerd. And I don't entirely subscribe to the same structure of a relationship.
All right. Josh, are you gonna keep your balloon? Josh?
I'm fine to keep my balloon. My last relationship, I was the sole provider for 2.5 years while she went through college. So I don't have any problem filling that role, and I still keep up after myself.
All right. And Adam, are you keeping your balloon or popping your balloon?
I'm keeping my balloon. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a man's man. You know what I mean? So it's on here.
Awesome. All right, guys. So Farley, for time purposes, I'll just turn it over to Farley. Farley, we have three balloons here. We have Adam, Josh, and Sean. I know this is hard, but I'm just gonna ask for you to keep one balloon. All right, Farley. I'm gonna ask for you to keep one balloon.
Can y'all tell me your ages again?
All right, we'll quickly go through the ages. Sean, could you let us know what your age is again?
53.
All right, Josh.
I am 31.
And Adam.
47, but I don't look like it.
All right,
Josh.
Okay, so you're going to keep Josh. And Josh, I will literally give you guys 1 minute, 60 seconds to just, bounce questions off of each other. Just bounce back and forth with questions, and I'll be back to see if there's a match.
How's it going, Farley?
Going pretty good. Going
Yeah.
pretty good.
You enjoying the experience?
It's interesting.
Yeah. What made you
you?
sign up for this? Yeah, I'm loving it. It's a blast.
It's been 5 years of me attempting to date, and it's not working out. It's not looking too good.
What do you think that is? Like, just your locale, what's been the biggest block?
I feel like I have extremely bad luck. Like if they made a movie about me, it would be hilarious because there's no way that all this stuff would happen.
Oh, I'm sorry that it's been a struggle. I mean, I feel like everyone on this panel probably relates in some way.
Yeah, I'm sure. Why are you on here?
Um, I, I'm a nerd in some weird ways where I just really like finding data and interesting things, and I ran across a thing where like men to women ratio on dating apps is like 10 to 1, but mixers is like 7 women to 1 man, which I found really interesting, which then led me down a rabbit hole to find a mixer because I had never really thought about it and just figured I'd sign up and see what it was like.
All right,
Do you
guys.
regret it?
No, I don't think I regret it. I think some of like these people have been really awesome and fascinating. They're all super interesting.
All right, guys. So I'm just gonna jump in. It's been a minute actually, so I'm just gonna jump in. All right, so I'm just gonna ask the final questions. So Farley, what are you thinking? Would you like to get to know, Josh more and chat more off of here and outside of the event? What are you thinking, Farley?
He seems really cool, but we're like completely across from each other. We're nowhere near each other at all.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I could ask Josh, but I feel like he's kind of agreeing. But I mean, you guys can chat, I guess. But all right, so it wasn't I guess it's not a match, unfortunately. But again, like I said earlier to some of the other people that were here, all is not lost. We get thousands of views literally on our show. People from your area can easily just see this and contact you. And I see your contact information in the display. So all's not lost, guys. Like I said, people definitely reach out to the people that are, that come to the event. So yeah, so thank you guys for coming out. Everyone for coming out. I enjoyed speaking with you, and I look forward to meeting up again.